Hi, and thanks for logging on to the daily DVAR halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Monday, the 17th day of November. Here we go. In a continuation of yesterday's halacha, let's say it happened that you wanted to buy some non-kosher meat as a present to give to your mailman or some non-Jewish person that you work with. So you figured you would go out and buy maybe even like steak from a cow. And, it says kosher species, so you figure, I don't know, it doesn't seem so bad. And you're buying what you would not eat, of course, because it wasn't shechted properly, but it's biblically forbidden because it wasn't shechted properly, but it's from a kosher species, a cow. And let's take all the technicality of it, but you want to buy non-kosher meat as a gift, or fish, non-kosher fish as a gift for your non-Jewish employees. So generally, most often, the halacha is that you're not allowed to do that, because what you're doing is you're benefiting from the purchase of non-kosher meat, which you're then using to give to someone, and you gain favor with him, and that's benefiting from him, and you're not supposed to do that. You're benefiting from the purchase and then the giving over of that non-kosher meat. So you're not allowed to do that. Those of you who listen to this who really know all the background stuff, there are notable exceptions because we have just spoken about things that are usher for you to get benefit from them. The notable exceptions would be, but don't worry, it's not often going to happen, if you were buying the forbidden fat of the animal, or you were buying the blood of the animal, or you were buying an Eiver min hachai, a live limb from the animal, or wormy fruits. Those types of situations don't have the prohibition of you're not allowed to get benefit from them. They're just not allowed to be eaten. So technically, if you wanted to buy the blood of an animal and give that, but I don't think that's going to happen. But those are the notable exceptions. But for us back in the regular realm, usually there's a problem in giving non-kosher meat to a non-Jew. And I just have to get a drop technical. Even though it is a steak from a cow, you know that if you bought it non-kosher and it wasn't shechted properly, it's called a treifa, and therefore you're not allowed to give it to the non-Jew because you're benefiting from it. Now, a little bit different now than the halacha we mentioned a day ago about stam yenam, about regular wine. If you received somehow some non-kosher fishes or some non-kosher meat, and you wanted to give them over to the non-Jew because you say, hey, I received these as a gift, but I can't use them, would you like them? So that's just doing it by chance, and the Ramah says in Shulchan Aruch that in that type of situation, just giving over by chance something that arrived at your doorstep that's non-kosher meat or non-kosher fish, in that situation you are allowed to just continue on and give it to the non-Jew. A notable exception to that, if this is mixing you up, just remember not to do this with something that's biblically basar b'chalav, milk and meat, cooked together. So if it was a steak that you got and it was a cheese steak, cheese and steak cooked together, and you figure, well, now I could give it over to the non-Jew because I just got it, by chance, because someone gave it to me, that particular situation is still forbidden because, even though it's by chance, but it's milk and meat cooked together, and when milk and meat is cooked together, you're not allowed to derive any benefit from it. Hope that's not too complicated, but the bottom line is, you'll remember the next time you're thinking of giving a non-kosher gift to a non-Jew, that you'll say, oh, I once heard something about this on the Daily Dvar Halacha, I better check into it. That at least I hope you'll remember. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.